Intercept reporter Ken Klippenstein is at it again, causing trouble for people in positions of power, of course, as well as privilege. But last night, one of his efforts caught the ire of one Tucker Carlson, and he got big mad about it. Take a look.
Well, we've been spied on by the Biden administration. There's not a lot you can do about it. You can make noise about it and seem outraged, but in the end, you don't really have a lot of recourse. You learn a lot about your democracy when that happens to you. One thing you can do is file a Freedom of Information Act request seeking any call records, texts, or emails that the NSA got from you, or in this case, us. And so we did that. We haven't heard back from the NSA, probably won't for a long time. They did promptly respond, however, to some stooge at The Intercept, which is some joke billionaire-funded website. This guy filed a FOIA request about our FOIA request, and then wrote on Twitter this: "I've obtained under FOIA the FOIA request Tucker Carlson sent the NSA." So what's interesting is, and it really does kind of crystallize the total degradation of American journalism, The Intercept was founded to push back against the surveillance state. It was founded by Glenn Greenwald. And now, of course, they're busy covering it up and cheering it on. You wonder, instead of FOIAing our FOIA requests, what are you going to find there? Nothing. Want to figure out what the NSA is doing, the largest intel agency in the world. That might occupy your time. That might be a virtuous thing to do. Doesn't occur. Because, of course, they support it and its successes.
Yes. Ken Klippenstein, notorious lover of the NSA. Right. Does he do any research at all? It doesn't feel like he does. And besides, here's the thing. So I'm going to kind of break this down. So there's a couple of different things. For one, FOIAing a FOIA is just funny. Because that's what Ken does. He goes through and he FOIAs everybody. And it's awesome. It's funny that Tucker Carlson earlier talked about, the Intercept, billionaire funded. But wait, his buddy Glenn Greenwald, who is on a show all the time, who had helped found the Intercept, is against the security state, right? So wait a minute. Is it a billionaire funded joke? Or was it there to hold the excesses of the security state? Interesting. But all right. Anyway, let's get into it. See, Ken Klippenstein wasn't actually the only one to put in a FOIA request on Tucker's FOIA request, because he wanted to find out, was Tucker Carlson actually spied on? And that is an interesting question. And so now a FOIA request takes about 10 minutes to fill out. Very, very simple form. So really, it's not that much of a waste of a time. His segment complaining about FOIA requests, you could fill out a FOIA request within that time. I'm just saying. But again, the important question is Tucker Carlson being spied on by the NSA? Well, that would be a major scandal, right? I mean, yeah, if the NSA was spying on Rachel Maddow, well, liberals would explode. Their heads would blow up. So, of course, spying on journalists is a pretty big issue. In fact, the Trump administration had attempted to spy on journalists by getting their emails, their phone numbers, etc. And so, yes, that is a significant issue. But here's the thing: the NSA actually already spies on everybody already, and we know that because that was revealed by Edward Snowden and numerous reports in The Intercept. But also, again, yes, spying was done by the Obama administration, the Bush administration, and yes, the Biden administration. And so, yes, Tucker's FOIA, interestingly enough, is not of the Biden administration. It was actually during the Trump administration. It was launched in 2019. So the other ridiculous thing, and it goes back to 2019, is what it does. It was recently filed and actually covered, it was very wide net that was cast here, the information that it asked for, and it did go back to 2019. So were they getting spied on by the NSA in 2019? I mean, that's what the producer asked for, but okay, anyway. So now there's more ridiculousness, all right? Axios reported that Carlson's attempt to secure an interview with Russian President Vladimir Putin through Kremlin intermediaries in the U.S. was the basis of the accusation. Now, I'm going to say there's actually nothing wrong with Tucker Carlson reaching out to interview Vladimir Putin. There's nothing wrong with that. So why would they spy on that? Again, he's running a show. If he wants to interview Vladimir Putin and reach out to interview Vladimir Putin, what's the problem? He interviews people. And so, totally fine. No, the NSA should not be spying on you for that. And so, that's what makes his entire thing pretty ridiculous. As Axios writes, it is unclear why Carlson or his source would think that the outreach to get an interview with Putin could be the basis for NSA surveillance or as a motive to have his show canceled. But of course, that does not fit Tucker Carlson's narrative. The fact is, again, both BuzzFeed and The Intercept's Ken Klippenstein filed the FOIA request to the NSA requesting Carlson's FOIA request to the agency at literally about the same time. But now he's not complaining about that FOIA request from BuzzFeed. No. Just at Ken Klippenstein. In fact, Carlson said that he had filed one when he first made his allegations, and a copy of the Fox host request, which was filed by one of his producers, showed that Carlson's request for information from the NSA was extremely broad and covered a period dating back to January 2019. So again, as I mentioned, the NSA, it does spy on us. We know that. And look, we should probably do something about that, honestly. Edward Snowden went and, talked about that and exposed that and was like, oh my God, I can't believe the government's spying on all of us. And then nothing happened. Oh, okay, well, great. So now we all know the government spies on us, and we're not doing anything about it. And really, honestly, before Tucker Carlson, and during the Trump administration, before Carlson even said anything about it or worried about it, it had been an issue, and almost nobody was talking about it, except for The Intercept. It's so ridiculous. Now, look, I have a problem with them vacuuming up our metadata, because that's what they do, and of course spying on people of interest, which mainly foreigners, and people connected to those foreign actors. So again, if Carlson did get swept up in this, it's likely because, again, he was reaching out to try to get an interview with Vladimir Putin, which is totally fine, considering that he does a quote-unquote news show. So there you go. As far as the NSA loving Ken Klippenstein, he has been reporting on the American surveillance state and the intelligence community. And so the fact that Tucker Carlson doesn't know that means he's not a real journalist. But he does know his base, and they don't care about facts. And now in Ken, they've got a new enemy. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like and share with your friends. You can subscribe and help out the channel by becoming a patron. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf, or you can become a channel member as well by hitting the join button below.